What's up, my people? Welcome back to Vertical Football. Welcome back to 5 Things We Learned. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2. Guys, everybody's excited and amazing performance. I think before I even start anything, I think let's give praises to whom praises is due. And that person is Ruben Amorim. I feel a lot of the times when we win games, we don't give credit to the manager. But I think this game, I think you have to just give credit to him in the sense of the game plan. They were being wise on the setup, and I feel I really enjoyed what I saw today. And yes, I know it's not a perfect performance, but it's a performance you need to have, to get a result against Liverpool at Anfield. So, guys, let's jump right into the 5 things and let's enjoy ourselves quickly. I think first and foremost, I like the setup of the ball. I think it was what I think I've seen him try that. I think against Manchester City in terms of a 5-4-1 off the ball, sometimes a 5-3-2. Off the ball. And I think for most parts, we saw 5-3-2. Sometimes we saw, a 5-4-1. But I think we were disciplined in the first half. And we didn't really give them much spaces. That's Manchester United were disciplined. They didn't give Liverpool much spaces in the first half like that. But I think in the second half, tiredness, substitutions, they had those spaces and they got their goal. But I like the fact that the approach was okay. The beginning approach was okay. The structure was okay. And the boys were disciplined, especially that first half. They were very, very disciplined and they kept their shape for most part of the game in the first half. I think the setup also in terms of the attacking setup, I know a lot of United fans, when they saw the lineup, will see that Sesko did not start. And looking at it, I think I said this in our our Friday live show, that the plan to play it long to Sesko, in as much as yes, that's a viable, a viable opportunity, or a viable playing style or approach to go about it. But I think it's something that you are going to have a lot of 1v1 situations, or even sometimes 2v1 situations with the likes of Sesko against the likes of Konate and Van Dijk. And when you look at those two defenders, those are I think based on the way Premier League is, I feel they are one of the tallest, if not the tallest, defensive duo in the Premier League, and they're also very good aerially, right? And so when you want to just have that as a approach, just play it long, if it doesn't work, I think, and I said that time, if it doesn't work in the first 10-15 minutes, it doesn't work. And then you have to look for situations. And I felt I liked Ruben Amorim's approach in terms of we might not be able to win it 1v1 or to be able to have an imprint on this game, but what we can do is that the likes of Mbeumo, Koua, Mount, and even Ahmad can have spaces, in between and around that towers. I call them the two towers of Liverpool. So in between or around the towers. And you look at the first goal of Man United, that was exactly what happened in terms of the ability of the likes of Mbeumo and even Bruno to capitalize on the movement into space between Konate and Van Dijk. I think that was really, really good to see, and I think that was amazing. I think another thing, the second thing I want to say is our composure on the ball. I think for the first half, I've not seen Manchester United in a very long time be very composed on the ball in the first half against a Liverpool side in Anfield. I felt for the first half, there were moments there where we had the composure on the ball, and it was really good to see. And you could see that the players in the first half were, even throughout the game, you could not see that even when they scored them. Yes, I know they lost the grip on the game, and then when Liverpool scored, they did not look as if they lost their head. There's this thing about them. Yes, they might be tired. Yes, the likes of Koua, the likes of Bruno were losing that that concentration because of tiredness and everything. But you could see that these guys they still had their heads together. They didn't lose it. They didn't lose it and everything. I really like the composure throughout the game, but most especially in the first half. I really like what I saw in the midfield. Bruno, Casemiro, Mount, Ahmad, Mbeumo, the passes and stringing passes. Yeah, I felt it was decent, and it was really, there was really composure in that. Yeah, I feel the second half brought a lot of different dynamics and a lot of problems. First of all, in the sense of the tiredness setting, we started losing the second balls, and then in this Anfield, you have to win the second balls. That's one of the things you have to do to be able to have a grip into this game. Also, the yellow cards to Casemiro and Ahmad really dropped the quality of our play. Because, for example, Ugarte did not give us what Casemiro gave us in the first half. And the likes of Dogu, even though it was decent, the partnership of Dogu and Matheus Cunha did not give us that defensive strength that the likes of Dalot and Messi Mount gave us. And so there were really problems. At a certain point in the game, as you could see, Liverpool were becoming more confident, in terms of stringing the passes together. Because in the first half, all they were doing was trying to play ambitious passes or try to take somebody on the fine, and they were not really clicking that much. But I think second half, after the substitution, as you saw it, they stringing the passes well, everything was going well, and I'm not surprised they were even able to operate inside the box 18 and get their goal. And let me now use this opportunity to praise, because I said the goal, Gakpo is crazy, man. Crazy. Gakpo is a crazy footballer, man, especially against Man United. He's a boy I liked. I was sad that he went to Liverpool. But I beginning of the match, when I said, I'm not even afraid of Salah in this game, even though I know who Salah is. I'm afraid of Gakpo, because Gakpo just tends to look how many woodwork, and I feel we're happy to win the game. Really, we're happy to win the game. Okay, so let me talk about Mbeumo. I want to praise Mbeumo, and this will be my. Let me praise other players in my 4th point now. Let me praise certain Man United players. I think first and foremost, when you win a game in Anfield, you have to praise your players, because when you win a game Anfield that have a very good record against you, that's United, and against other teams, and you get there and you get your win. The last 3 games they've lost, as I said earlier, were away games. But when you win an home game, in their home, when you win them at Anfield, it's a very big result, a confidence boosting result, a back-to-back win, Sunderland and Liverpool. I feel the players have to be there, to get that result against Liverpool. And I felt everybody did well. Everybody, from the goalkeeper to the strikers, everybody did well. But I think I want to give a special mention to Bryan Mbeumo, not because of the goal alone, I think, but also because of the goal, but not because of the goal alone, because it takes a lot of mentality to be able to score, very early on, take your first chance of the game against Liverpool at Anfield. That mentality to be fixed, to be ambitious, and to score it, I think it set us well. It set us well into the game. And I felt, apart from the goal for Bryan Mbeumo, the running, the intensity, you could see that this guy was tired. You could see he was tired. But sometimes you see him have this outburst of running. And sometimes you see even shouting to the likes of Sesko, you guys are still coming in. I'm still running. Sure. I really want to praise Bryan Mbeumo. I felt he had a very good game. Matheus Cunha was also good. I think Matheus Cunha at certain moments, had the confidence to also want to take the ball, not just bully the ball, but take the ball and push. But even though I felt at certain moments he could have done better in his defensive work and everything, but I have to just praise all the players. Bruno Fernandes was amazing. Harry Maguire, Matthias De Ligt, Luke Shaw, everybody. Diogo Dalot was fantastic today. The likes of Dogu that entered, the likes of Mount, everybody, Casemiro, even Ugarte, even Kobe that had the cameo, everybody was amazing. And I think this is a very fantastic win. And I love the commitment, the desire, the passion. This is what we want. Yes, you are not the best team by any stretch of the imagination, but set up yourself to be able to beat any team in the world. I think that's the next step for us. We are not going to be the best team for a very long time. But let's have the mentality that we can beat the best team in the world. And I think that's what we did today. Lastly, me, I don't want to be as if every time I keep talking, but the referee was shambolic today, in my opinion. I don't think Liverpool had a yellow card in this game. And when you look at the technical fouls, the number of fouls they did, a yellow card should have come out. And I felt sometimes it was rubbish, really, for me. But I'm not complaining, but let me just also point it out, because I felt there were certain things that Liverpool did today in the tackles that should have been a yellow card. And we even had repeat offenders, but they didn't get a yellow card. I'm not sure they got a yellow card. You can correct me. I'm not sure they got a yellow card in this game. And I felt I'm not really. Yeah, even though, yes, it's not an headline. The referee will not make a headline. And thankful for that, because I think Taylor is the one that ref the match. Thankful that he's not making an headline. But for me, I felt there were certain fouls that they should have gotten a yellow card, and they did get a yellow card. So guys, these are my opinions on Liverpool versus Manchester United. I want to go and enjoy myself. I'm happy for this win. Back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Ruben Amorim. You have to just praise Ruben Amorim, really. You have to praise him, really. And I want to appreciate him for this approach. And now we have to build on this. Now the next game. That should be our mindset. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I remember my humble self, Shego. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to share. Until I see you next time. Bye.